4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
One candidate sparking conversation with his run for U.S. Senate by sparking up a blunt filled with marijuana in his first campaign ad. I think he's making a statement. Gary Chambers, a candidate running for a seat in Louisiana, released this ad today. And as you just heard, highlighting the alarming disparities about drug enforcement laws in our country. Louisiana Senate candidate Gary Chambers is joining the world tonight to discuss his platform and the bold choice for such a campaign ad. Gary, thank you for joining us first and foremost. You know, that's a very bold campaign ad, hands down. I've never seen anything like it. What made you decide to make such a statement jumping off your campaign?
Well, thank you for having me this evening. I tell you, you know, the numbers are glaring. And when you look at where we are as a country, where we are as a state, we need equitable policies around criminal justice reform. And in a state that ranks 50 in crime and 49 in the economy, we need to make sure that we build an equitable playing field for everybody to play on. People in California, people in Colorado, people in Illinois, even Virginia have the ability to purchase recreational marijuana cannabis, right? But in Louisiana, you can still go to jail for it, right? Now, we've just decriminalized to a certain degree, but that's really at the will of certain sheriff's offices. And we need to make sure that Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, southern states across this country have the same rules as these other states.
And so it makes sense why you would make this kind of ad to be provocative, but also to bring it home so that people truly understand. Now, in the ad, you mentioned black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana. You were one of the people criminalized. Tell us about that experience, Gary.
Well, I wasn't criminalized for cannabis, but I believe that when you look at the statistics, they definitely paint a picture about where we are as a country, that police aren't going to view this fairly. Black and white people use cannabis at the same rates, yet black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for it. So we need to take this power out of police officers' hands to discriminate and use this when they're driving down the street. If they smell cannabis, that they determine to say, oh, this is a reason to go investigate and arrest people. That's poor policing. And it is also not addressing crime in a state where we rank 50 in crime and the homicide rates are through the roof. We need cops dealing with the real issues, burglaries and carjackings and homicides, not chasing people for pot.
And let's be clear, legalized marijuana has become, as you know, big business. And yet many black Americans are being excluded from participating in big business. They're still being criminalized in black and brown communities. What will it take to get these low-level offenses removed?
Well, one thing it'll take is the president acting and making sure that we deschedule cannabis, right? And if you have a U.S. senator who would leverage his vote in the same way that Joe Manchin has to push the president in the right direction rather than the wrong, I think that we have some power there. What we need is people who will be bold in their position. There's the HOPE Act that is a bipartisan legislation to help send resources to expunge records and deal with the criminalization nationwide. There are things that we can do in the U.S. Senate and the Congress and the presidency to move this issue. And we need candidates that are bold on this issue, that won't just be bold here, but will use this conversation to open up the conversation about more.
And Gary, you're also talking about a lot more than just marijuana and the legalization of cannabis and actually getting rid of the disparities that exist. You were also talking about voting rights. As you know, voting rights is front and center in the hearts and minds of black Americans and people of color and those who have been marginalized. And the Senate at this very hour is debating this. You are running against Senator John Kennedy. You would like to win that, obviously. And if you're elected, what would you do about voting rights and bringing it home to the American people so that every American has the fundamental right to vote?
Well, number one, for me, I fully support the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and hope that they can get it passed before the midterm elections. But if I'm elected and it's not there, I'm going to fully support that to ensure that people have this right. Listen, Louisiana has the capacity to do just what Georgia did. So does Mississippi. Our demographics are about 35 to 40% black and brown. And the resources have just not been here to be able to mobilize the vote so that we can win these U.S. Senate race and statewide races. There has not been a black person elected in Louisiana statewide since 1873. Since 1873. That is far too long. And in the second blackest state in America, there should be a black person elected statewide. And so we have a great opportunity to replicate what Georgia's done and send someone there that will expand the margins of the U.S. Senate and help us be victorious on issues like voting rights.
And in addition to voting rights, you are also facing some other pressing issues that you would like to adopt and make part of your platform. Talk to us about, for example, economic aid and Medicare for all, which is something that many people in this country need, particularly in a state like Louisiana.
Well, policies that work for the American people are policies that work for me. And when you look at addressing, making sure that nobody who struggles with a healthcare issue ends up in bankruptcy, I think that makes sense, right? And when we talk about from a spiritual perspective, right? If it was good for Jesus to lay hands on the sick, that was Medicare for all, then it ought to be good for the government to make sure that we give access to healthcare through Medicare coverage to every American citizen. And listen, this isn't a radical idea. There are other fully functioning countries that have these policies, and we can duplicate that and do well for our people. When we talk about the environment, we've got to do things to address it. Louisiana is 49th in environmental quality. We're married to the oil and gas industry, which is a dying industry, and we know that we're going to end up in green technology. So we've got to diversify this state and make sure that there are federal resources to help make those things happen.
Gary, I appreciate you coming on this program to share your insights and perspective about why you're running for the Senate seat for this great state of Louisiana. Gary Chambers, Louisiana State Senate candidate, thanks for joining us.